Wow, I haven't done one of these in a while, haven't I? And we're back. It is only going to be week 9, and I don't think I've done one of these in 6 weeks. Why haven't I done one of these in 6 weeks, you might ask? Wow, I've been getting words with what the fuck's going on with the podcast? Robbie, you're really putting in a half-ass effort this year. Wow, what's going on? I thought you were the award-winning host. All valid points. I fucking sucked this year, not going to lie. So, where have I been lately, you might ask? So, if you guys follow me on Snapchat at rright10, you might notice that I've been traveling a little bit here. Landed a new job, make a lot more money than a lot of you guys, and I've had to do a lot of training. I was all over from Virginia to Jersey to Dallas for 2 weeks, so that kind of got in the way with life and pretty much just paying attention really to this. As you see with my record, I have put in probably the minimal effort other than just updating my lineup each week. So I'm not really going all in right now. And then to kind of parlay that 2 weeks ago, I actually got a concussion. And how the fuck do you get a concussion from a beer league hockey tournament, you might ask? So, and who all knows this story? Carmen does, Darwanko does, Trevor does, Mike does, Placey does. All right, so Friday night, we were just being dudes, drinking beer in our shitty hotel room. And some losers came in our hotel room saying they're in this tournament that we're playing. Coincidentally, they're in the same division as us, so they're chilling with us for a little bit. They go in the bathroom, and they start smoking weed and maybe we don't know what the hell they were doing. They're smoking weed. I don't know how reliable the source Garrett Hudson is sometimes. But long story short, we told them to leave. So they didn't really like that too much. Saturday comes around, and we're just kind of just shooting the shit, and I'm making fun of them a little bit for throwing saucer passes in the hallway, and I don't think they quite read my sarcasm too well. And they then coincidentally we both wore the color green. I tried being the alpha in the situation, told them no, we're wearing green. They didn't like that too much. So I pretty much had an entire team try to take my head off because of just stupid situations. Long story short, I got kind of caught blindsided, just skating back into play. He got me pretty good, and it did a little bit of damage here. So kind of dealing with this concussion right now, which has been a pain in the ass, with just kind of doing anything right now. So a little hiccup in the road here, but trying to give you guys a podcast here. I'm just going to read down the list of teams and kind of see how everyone's doing here. I'll just go right down the standings here. So, all right, we'll start off with Jared, Jared is fucking 7-1, and he's trading like he's 1-7. I mean, I don't think this is really a surprise. He has the most points in the league as well. I'll take a look at his team here. He keeps fucking trying to trade me Matt Stafford. I don't want him. You don't win championships with Matt Stafford. But everyone else is fucking good. I mean, LaShawn McCoy, who didn't do much last night. Fournette. Hopkins, so that's a big hit with Watson going down. Des Bryant. Okay, so up and down the lineup here, Jared has a lot of balance. So that's probably why he's in first place. And then you look at Ben here. Ben and Carmen are both 6-2. And Ben's been kind of like the laughing stock of the league for the last, honestly, ever since he won his championship with the Asterisk. And I mean, he could potentially turn some heads here. But I know he's Ezekiel Elliott, and I mean, he gets suspended every other week, so who the fuck knows with that situation? How the NFL's handling that's kind of a joke. And then Carmen here, once again, I mean, he got a nice performance from Tyrod Taylor the other night, and I mean, it's just a balanced team once again. I mean, it's no one really. I mean, you got Melvin Gordon on bye, so and okay, yeah, so yeah, Carmen has a lot of balance as well. I mean, Drunk Darwanko's even at 5-3 right now and turning some heads. So I'm not going to read all these rosters here and who the hell you guys have. You know, it'd be kind of news to me because I really don't know what the hell anyone has right now. So top 4 right now, if the season would end today, would be Jared, Ben, Carmen, and Darwanko securing the top 4 playoff spots. Because I implemented the new rule that the 5 and 6 spots will be most points scored out of the remaining 8 teams. Right now, it would be Mike at 877.6. And George at 921.8. So George is probably having his morning sex right now and probably won't be tuning into this anytime soon. But yeah, a couple cousins here would be making the cut. So it makes it fun, makes it more competitive. I think more fair this year doing it that way. I got asked. I've been asked a few times now. What's going on with trades and the trade deadline? That's a good question because I don't even fucking know what the trade deadline is. So I'm gonna look. Finally, League Manager tools, League info. That's it. Yeah. When did I set the trade deadline? Wednesday, November 22nd at 12 p.m. So the day before Thanksgiving. So, okay, cool. We'll stick with that. I think that's fair. And so you guys got to list, what day is it? So today is November 4th. So that means you have 18 more days of hearing from Jared in 2017. So, and I'm still kind of confused why Jared keeps doing all these trades when he's doing this well. But, I mean, that's just how he is. It's never going to change. So, what I'm going to do here is I have no interviews lined up. I kind of spontaneously decided I'll do a podcast as I haven't done this in a while. As I'm just going to start FaceTiming random fucking people. And if they pick up, cool. If they don't, on the next one. So, we'll see how this goes. So, we'll start with the commish, Jared, who I know said he was busy all day. But let's just see if he has a minute here and he will pick up. All right, that's a no-go with Jared. See, Matter's probably working right now, but he probably needs a buddy to talk to. Maybe spontaneous face ends at 9:26 in the morning. Might not be the greatest idea. All right, Ben's not picking up. See if Carmen's up. I'm getting text messages saying, why are you FaceTiming me? Why else would I FaceTime you? That's for the War Ring podcast every fucking time. Alright, Carmen's probably, I don't know, doing DJ Panda stuff right now with DJ Panda. So I gotta give a shout out to Carmen here because whenever the concussion happened, he drove my car to his apartment and I got picked up from there, so team player there. Appreciate it, Carmen. Let's see if Drunk Darawanko's up yet. I'm currently 0 for 3 right now. Odds aren't in my favor. You know what? I'm going for it here. I gotta make this move right now because desperate times call for desperate measures. Right now I'm 0 for 4, so let's see if we can pull this off here. This is gonna be tough. Come on, Brian. This isn't good. Yeah! Brian! What's going on, buddy? You're sleeping. You don't want to be on the War Wing podcast right now? All right, man. I'll talk to you later, Brian. Thanks for tuning into the War Wing podcast. And we'd like to thank Brian Hickey for tuning in to the award-winning podcast here. He's always a pleasure to have on, and that interview was electric. So, we'll see if George's having sex. don't know why I would expect him to pick up. That was not one of my better moves. Was thinking that George would pick up when he's clearly having sex with Maria right now. Let's see if Trevor's playing with his dog right now. Oh, he doesn't have face. Oh, that's right. He's one of those people that doesn't. Jeff's all weird about FaceTime, so I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to FaceTime Jordan. That'd be boring. See what Mike's up. Nope. All right. Palacey?
Robbie.
And we'd like to welcome on to the award-winning podcast here, Mr. Mike Palacey. Palacey, how you doing this morning?
I was not expecting this at all. What's up, man?
No one was, so I kind of spontaneously decided to do a podcast here, and I literally just went right up and down the standings. You were the first person to pick up, and you're like in 9th place. And
I think we'll hear the last part, but yeah, I'm happy to be on the podcast again.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Just to fill you in a little bit here, I also called Brian Hickey, and he was the only other person that picked up. He was like half awake answering the call. It was an electric interview. You're gonna have to tune in later. But
he's probably out fracking, right?
Yeah, he's doing the frack dream here. So, Placey, take me through how you been right now? How's life treating you?
It's pretty good, man. I just woke up a little bit ago, so making my coffee. Other than that, life's good.
I'll cheers to that, Placey. I'll cheers to that here.
So, let me grab my cup real quick, actually.
All right, so what do you have planned on this great Saturday?
Later, so we might go check out the pups downtown. So.
Oh, you gonna go do dog stuff?
Yeah, dog stuff.
All right, yeah, I forgot. I mean, I think your Snapchats are 80%, buddy. So.
That's about it. That's all I use it for.
Yeah, so I mean, that's good. That's good. So, take me through these. I guess, how's the fantasy season treating you? Because you have probably the most average season right now.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of ups and downs. You know what? I mean, I average day to day. I've told you this. Usually, I wake up, deflect a trade from Jared daily, and then maybe every now and then deflect a trade from someone else. I feel like I have a really good roster, but my team is just so fucking average. It's unreal. So.
Well, luckily, Placey is you still have like a strong shot of landing a 5 or 6 spot in the playoffs. So
I could be the first.
Placey, you're breaking up here.
Yeah. So.
What'd you say, Placey? You just broke up.
Oh no, I was just saying that I might be the first person to ever make our playoffs with a losing record. I feel like someone's going to do that this year.
I mean, yeah, that's what makes it fun, Placey. And like award-winning commissioners like me who have been very half-assing the season and like first podcast in 6 weeks.
Yeah, where have you been?
So you're gonna get that little monologue at the beginning of this podcast. You're going to tune in. I do touch on where the fuck I've been. So. Just doing concussion stuff, Placey.
Hey, is that the hell? Oh, never mind.
So how you holding up after that Penn State devastating loss last week?
I don't know. I'm holding out hope that they could still make a rally towards the playoffs. I think if the Big 12 just like kind of beats themselves up, and then the ACC I don't think is that good. So. I don't think it's that bad of a loss. Like, do we really expect to go to Ohio State and win? Probably not. So.
Yeah, that was definitely disappointing. I was really pissed. I teased down Ohio State, and they had to win by 2 or more. Placey.
Yeah.
You pay what, like $2,000 a month living at the waterfront, and you can't get fucking good internet?
T-Mobile, bro.
T-Mobile, is that it?
Yeah.
But
Can you
yeah,
not hear me?
I had a pretty devastating beat with Ohio State 'cause I actually bet them to just.
Why would you bet? Why would you bet him? I thought you won money on that.
No, I got fucked, dude. This is how I got fucked. Was I bet the spread went up last second, and I thought that was a trap game, hardcore. And I don't think Penn State was going to cover the spread. I thought Ohio State was going to route, but just because I didn't mind losing if I lost that because I was cheering for Penn State.
Yeah.
But I thought it'd be like a win-win situation. This is where I got fucked. Was I didn't realize the spread went up, and Ohio State won by 1. I needed Ohio State to win by 2 or more.
So that's lose. That's the ultimate lose.
Yeah. I literally got fucked twice. Like Penn State lost. Like I literally gave myself a pep talk. Like this is a win-win for me. Either Penn State's gonna win. That pretty much seals the deal. They're gonna make it to the playoff, or I'm winning money. So it's a win. No, I got fucked. So
yeah, that's fucking awful. Well, to keep the boring college football talk going on our fantasy podcast.
Yes.
That Florida team that Lane Kiffin coaches. I read something you said this morning. Did you bet on that?
Yes, I got fucked.
Yeah. You might want to slow down on the college football game.
I had. Dude, I was so pissed off because I was check. I thought it was over. And next thing I get an alert on my phone, safety. I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah.
That was such a dick move. Like that kid ran and had to run like 20 yards backwards.
I've done my rants about how I think college football is 100% rigged at times. That if anyone ever doubts it, please look at the ending of Florida Atlantic versus Marshall last night. It's a big degenerate play, taking these two teams on a Friday night. But I could not have been any more pissed off whenever I checked my phone. The spread was 6.5. They were up by 7. And I guess Florida Atlantic did the most unnecessary, purposeful safety ever to only lose by 5. And Lane Kiffin, the coach, actually tweeted about it. So it was so shady in so many ways. So yeah, if anyone so I've had some bad beats recently. That might be one of the worst beats ever. So
yeah, because it's almost like Lane Kiffin literally had money against it.
I really think he did. There's no other reason to ever fucking do that. You take a knee like a normal fucking person.
Yeah, and get it over with.
Yes. You don't do a safety on purpose. He literally ran 25 yards backwards out of the end zone. What the fuck was that? Made no sense, dude. Made no sense. Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up. So what's new in life for you, Placey? Here, anything exciting?
Just another new job, which is like the usual.
You got another new job?
Well, since last time I probably spoke to you, I think.
All right, so take us through your resume over the last 4 years.
It's just as long as yours, I'm sure.
That's a fact.
Golf world. Went school for a long time, longer than all you guys. ADP. Aramark.
So wait, you froze a little bit there. What, Enterprise, ADP, Aramark?
Aramark.
So, and we would like to thank Enterprise once again for sponsoring the Trevor Fetch bachelor party.
Yeah. Thanks to Enterprise. Yeah, I forgot to include that there. Trevor Fetch bachelor party would not have been possible without Enterprise.
Oh, it would have been, but everyone would have paid a lot more money, and people taking unnecessary rental cars across the state. That would have never happened. There was no reason for Ben Bauman to be in a fucking rental car.
In a decked out rental car with Dan Koba, like a Buick. Like a luxury Buick or some shit.
Oh man! So yeah, we'd also like to thank them for supplying you with a rent a car, so you can catch your flight from Baltimore. So all right, Placey. Well, I would like to thank you for tuning in here. I apologize for how unexpected this was. Actually, I don't apologize. I think this made this a lot more fun. And best of luck here the rest of the way.
All right, man. We are
Penn State. Boom. Joe Paterno was like a father to me, so that we are at the end, it meant a lot. So, let's see if Casey will answer the phone. I don't think Bonesaw has an iPhone here, so. No, Casey, I'm going to end this podcast, so. He's either fighting, squatting, working out, training, or fighting someone. And we would like to welcome to the award-winning podcast here, the last place, Larry's Legends. Casey, how are you doing today?
I was at a wedding last night. I'm pretty hungover right now. Thank you for asking.
Did you get any fights?
At the wedding?
Yeah.
No. Why would I get in a fight?
If you would have gone in a fight, though, would you have won?
I don't know. I guess it depends on who it was, really. That's like a case by case thing.
But if you're more jacked than the other person, would you have won?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, glad we can close. So,
I
Casey.
would always pick a fight that I knew I could win.
Exactly, like James Neal, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
So whose wedding was last night, Casey?
It was Kim's friend Lindley.
Ah, so you were that person who got too drunk?
No. No.
Hey, but I'll reword it. You were that person that's too hungover the next morning.
No. Kim's way more hungover than me.
Ah. So are you at her place right now?
No, we're in Maryland.
It's kind of convenient that you have your shirt popped off. Did you know this was coming?
I had no idea.
I mean, I'm just like connecting the dots here. So Casey, you currently are 0-8 in fantasy football. You care to discuss here a little bit?
You know, I really don't know how to describe it. It sucks, but what are you gonna do? I haven't really put as much effort into it. I normally do. Julio Jones has been bad. My running backs stink. T.Y. Hilton didn't pan out like I would because Andrew Luck never came back. It's just
it's disappointing. We've been there. Julio Jones has been a bust, so it's tough to.
Yeah.
And this hotel you're in has some pretty shitty connections, so that's cool. You'll be able to give you a little prelude here. Brian Hickey's also in this podcast too. It's an electric interview, so get excited here. So Casey, anything new in life for you?
Anything what?
Anything new going on in life?
No, I haven't seen you for a while though, Rob. When are you coming home?
I'll be home Thanksgiving.
Great.
So we'll be in touch here soon. Yeah, it's been a minute. I have not been in Pittsburgh since Labor Day.
Yeah, how are you feeling? Choke job at Ohio State.
Wait, what'd you say?
That choke job at Ohio State.
All I heard was Ohio
State football team.
All I heard was Ohio State. You're breaking up here.
How are you feeling after Penn State choked at Ohio?
I touched on this earlier in the award. I don't think I won. I don't think I'm an award-winning host this year. But on the award-winning previous podcast, I was really upset. Not necessarily because of Penn State. I bet Ohio State would win by 2 or more, and they won by 1 or more. So it was a double whammy for me. Not only did Penn State lose, I teased it down, so it would be like a win-win kind of situation for me. So either,
I got you.
And literally the only scenario that could have been the worst scenario possible happened for me. So was not happy, Casey. Thank you for asking, but nonetheless, Penn State is. I went to Penn State for 4 years, and I take a lot of pride. It's like Joe Paterno was like a father figure to me. I think Sandusky's innocent. I just have the whole atmosphere of Penn State. It's electric, and I would people who never went there just don't know what it was like for like us who experienced a devastating L on Saturday. So we will rebuild. Penn State forever, and it means the world to me just seeing how this school is rebuilding into something just so powerful right now, and because of how well they're doing in football, it's just making everything that happened in the past never happened.
Go back to bed.
All right, Casey. Well, thank you for tuning into the award-winning podcast here, and we probably won't have you back again because you're like 0-8. So, best of luck. Enjoy that first overall pick next year.
Get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, you're gonna get that first overall pick exactly. So, you're the Cleveland Browns this year, and sometimes you need those kind of years.
All right. See you, Rob.
All right, later, Casey. All right, so this podcast was a little bit of a scramble, but I think it was kind of successful here. So thanks, guys, for tuning into a podcast here. I know it's been a minute here, and best of luck here the rest of the way. I'm going to try to get consistent with these again here. So later.